What is going on, world? Welcome back once again. My name is Zach Novak and this is Zach Novak Plays Games. In today's video, we've got some Mayhem Clash gameplay in the background while I go over the patch 2.5.0.2 update that is coming in a few hours. So roll the intros and I hope you enjoy. Alrighty, so starting things out. This actual update that is coming, well, this patch, it actually is one that has been in the making for quite a while. A lot of people in Destiny have been waiting for this, and finally now that it's coming around, it actually is today. So, first of all, let's start out with my personal favorite, pulse rifles. Now, pulse rifles, I say, are my personal favorite mainly for the fact that I was a hand cannon person, although recently I have just been moving further and further towards pulse rifles. I've got quite a few really good rolled pulse rifles, not so good clever dragons, which I'm not too unhappy about because some of those changes coming to those are a little bit downfallish. So let's start things out with reduced rate of fire for low impact pulse rifles, that being the clever dragon, grasp of Malik, things like this. They are being decreased by 7.7%. It actually is just one frame change, so there isn't really that big of a change coming to pulse rifles, but still, pulse rifles across the board have been given a flinch reduction. That in itself is seriously awesome. High caliber rounds are not as effective as they were before. A little bit of a letdown, but not too bad. However, there is high impact pulse rifles that have had a change as well. They have been increased with their fire rate by 5.3%. The in-air accuracy of pulse rifles is also being buffed, so that in itself is seriously awesome. So as you can see, there isn't the worst changes coming to pulse rifles, not too bad whatsoever, but let's move on to my secondary favorite, well, my second primary favorite, hand cannons. Now, hand cannons have been significantly increased for their initial shot accuracy, so for that first shot that you fire out of the actual hand cannon without any recoil, it actually is going to be increased, so that accuracy in itself is more dead on. Something I myself definitely like. The reduction to base damage, the reduction to the base range, a little bit not so good. It's been reduced by 5 meters, so you're not really going to be able to snipe people out with your hand cannon anymore. And finally, they're reducing the max range damage from hand cannons from 50% down to 33%. A little bit of a change right there. I'm guessing that Hawkmoon might actually be slightly better than what it was before, but it might actually still stay in the same category. Not really too sure. I myself am definitely gonna have to give it a go, mainly because, well, it's the Hawkmoon, and the Hawkmoon is one of the coolest guns in the game, other than Galahorn or Icebreaker or Young Wolf's Howl. There's a lot of good things in the game. However, hand cannons, yeah, hand cannons is what I started out with as first in the game of Destiny, and that's kind of what I stuck to, other than pulse rifles as of recent. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. We have scout rifles. Big changes coming to scout rifles. Amazing changes. Actually, no, as you can see, it's only one change that is actually coming for scout rifles. The in-air accuracy has actually been increased. So now you're going to be able to fly around with a Mitre multi-tool and get those headshots in midair. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty freaking awesome. I like that. Moving on though, we've got auto rifles. They're increasing the base damage of low rate of fire archetype auto rifles. So that in itself is pretty freaking awesome. Shadow Price is definitely the one that I'm actually picking up and trying again, because that thing slightly slow, but the increased damage, holy Jesus, that'll be fun. They increased the critical multiplier from 1.25 to 1.3. Not a very big jump. However, actually playing in game, you will notice the big difference from the critical multipliers from what was being applied before to what is actually being applied after this patch. They're also increasing the in-air accuracy for auto rifles. So if you like to jump around and fire your auto rifle, there you go. You can do it with better accuracy. Let's get to something that a lot of people have been up in arms about. Either the good arms or the bad arms. We've got shotguns. Now, they're significantly decreasing the magnetism and auto aim when firing from the hip. So, no more shotgunners just gonna be able to fly out of nowhere and shotgun me. That right there is awesome. Something else that plays into that is they're decreasing the in-air accuracy for shotguns. That, thank God, I like. Now, this next one, as you guys can read, remove precision damage from shotguns. Yes, thank the Lord. Shotguns should not be able to do a critical... Shotguns should not be able to hit with precision damage. They are a cone-shaped fire. That is it. They're not going to be straight for a precision headshot. Simple as that. They're actually excluding one, which does have the perk on the chaperone to be able to fire one solid bullet. That right there is pretty awesome. They're actually buffing the shotgun by 20% in PvE, not PvP, PvE. That I am really grateful for, because as of recent I've been able to see that most of the shotguns I have, even if we have say damage modifiers of void, arc or solar, if I'm using an element of any 3 flavors on my shotgun, sometimes it doesn't actually kill with one shot a larger target, say a captain with a standard shield. He'd still have a bit of health, you'd have to fire a second shot. With this, no more. That shotgun is going to deal a lot more damage to a lot of different enemies in PvE. Thank God. They're actually increasing the aim down sight time for rangefinder perks on all shotguns by 25%. That is something that's going to be a little bit, I don't know, to get used to. Maybe the aiming down sight for myself has been a little bit slow from what I've felt. This increase might actually make it slightly better, especially because most of the shotguns I have rangefinder perks on them. However, it doesn't really change what it is at the moment. With this change, definitely you're gonna see a good change. And they also removed something which I had no idea why was even in the game. The agility decrease that was given to anyone that wielded a shotgun. Like, I get it, yes, the shotgun might possibly be heavier than some things, except you can run with a Gjallarhorn faster than you can run against someone using the Matador 64. What? Finally, that's actually been changed. Brought into line, that is pretty freaking awesome. So that is the changes coming to weapons. So far that we do know, there could possibly even be a few other changes coming. We don't actually know as of yet because all the details haven't actually been panned out yet. We're going to find this out in a few hours when the actual update does drop, what exactly has changed and how much it differentiated from what they said they were actually changing. I myself have picked up from time to time that Bungie doesn't actually give out all the details. Sometimes they keep some of the secrets from themselves just so there isn't people out there who make videos on it before the actual patch comes and they're like, use this weapon, use that, blah blah blah. Yeah, you'll see what happens when the actual update does drop. However, let's move on to other changes in the game. Let's go with the classes, the Hunter, the Titan and the Warlock. Starting things out with the Hunter, the Hungering Blade for Blade Dancer now immediately grants health instead of regenerating health. Shields no longer regenerate on a kill. So that right there is honestly something I really like. Now the ability not to get your shields back after a kill is a little bit of a downfall, but getting your health back and having it regenerate after a kill is honestly amazing and insanely cool, especially because immediate. That is seriously awesome. The throwing knife for the gunslinger has actually now been given solar damage. That's right, you are able to do solar damage with your knife after how freaking long? Like honestly, this is one of the first classes that I had got to play around with other than the Voidwalker Warlock, which was alpha, beta, all that. Anyway, hunters, the whole thing of when you first start out and you're like, oh sweet, I can throw a knife, and you expect that knife to, you know, catch people on fire, which it does, except it didn't actually count as a solar damage kill. Now it does. That's a little change that makes a big difference, honestly, for a lot of people, including myself. And finally, the blink for the Blade Dancer has been adjusted. The exact changes aren't actually known as of yet. However, I'm guessing the blink will have a reduction period where you can't actually regenerate health in midair. You can't possibly, I don't know, use orbs to actually get your health back while you are teleporting. Certain things will actually be changing for that. Let's move on though with the Warlock, because this one right here, it hurts. It hits me hard. Anyone out there, if you are an Emperor Palpatine lover, just like myself, you'll know that this one hurts. They're reducing the Stormcaller's melee range. Yeah, not sure exactly how much is being reduced, but they are reducing it significantly. They're bringing it in line with all other 3 classes for the Warlock. So yeah, little bit of a downer. Yeah, a little bit of a downer, but not the worst. However, landfall now actually reduces the total time for Storm Trance, so not sure how that's really going to work out for the actual gauntlets that the Warlocks have. Whether the landfall perk will actually still be affected by this, we'll have to see. The exotic, most likely exotic perks that have, most likely any of the exotics that have any of the perks mentioned, maybe will have a change. We'll have to see. However, the final one, Blink with Warlocks, will actually be adjusted in the next update, so no details were actually mentioned with this, which, yeah, not really sure what is going to be happening with the actual Blink, because they haven't really laid it out flat for us yet. Still, in my mind, I'm thinking most likely with Blink, when you actually blink, you're not going to be able to regenerate your health unless you have the Astrosight verse on. When you teleport as a Warlock, you can then regenerate your health. I'm not sure how it's really going to work out. We'll have to see. And finally, moving on with the Titans, there is only really 2 changes. We've got Juggernaut now disables quicker in midair, which that kind of sucks. But Juggernaut cannot actually be activated in midair whatsoever anymore. So that right there is a little bit of a downer for myself, because Juggernaut was something I ran quite a bit, which isn't too bad, but yeah, could be worse. There is changes coming to quite a few other different exotics. The Truth is having a change, the Shinobu's Vow is having a change, the Young Wolf's Howl is also having a change, as well as the Universal Remote. We know so far about the Universal Remote changes, the precision damage is only going to be active when you are aiming down sights. So that right there puts it in line with the other shotguns. Still, what else is going to happen? We don't know. Most likely there'll be quite a few different changes to PvP maps, PvE areas, possibly even areas to glitch in the game that will be changed. We'll have to see exact details when this does go live in probably a few hours from you guys watching this video. If you're watching this after the actual fact of the date of when Bungie did release said patch, go check out bungie.net and click on the forums, see what people have to say, or even just read the This Week at Bungie, which hopefully I should have that video going up as soon as this patch goes live. I'm going to see if I can get all the details, put a video together and upload it for you guys. Hopefully, fingers crossed that works. But yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Hopefully you do actually like the changes. Maybe you don't. Let me know in the comment section down below whether you do actually like the changes, you don't like the changes, or even possible changes you think could be coming. Let me know down in the comment section if you actually liked this video, and yeah, leave a like, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment actually in the comment section about my video. What do you think about this video and the last video? Was there any real quality changes? Because, you know, my computer is slowly going through its descent into death. Praise be RNGesus that my pooter doesn't die. That right there would suck. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, click the like button down below, do all that good stuff, and I'll be cheering like Kieran if he was Ed Sheeran. But until next time, share this video around, because I'm sure a lot of people are actually unaware of the changes coming. Most likely there'll be quite a few of you that do know, but otherwise, just in case, you know, share it around. It does help out the channel, helps out me out, helps you guys out to see more of my content. But as I said, till next time, this is Zach Novak signing off. Peace out.